April's upcoming full moon in Libra is the first full moon of this astrological year and is a great time to continue on with the forward progress we've been making in 2023. Hi, I'm Megan, modern astrologer, dog mom, Libra sun. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's get into the video. April's upcoming full moon in Libra is going to be on Thursday, April 6th at 12:34 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's basically going to be that Wednesday night to early Thursday morning. As Aries is the first sign of the astrological year, this full moon in the opposing sign of Libra is going to be the first full moon of the astrological year, as full moons are always in the opposition sign to the sun sign. Aries and Libra are a very interesting duality, as Aries is all about the self, the ego, sort of doing things specifically to move oneself forward, and Libra is more of a sign based around partnerships. It's really concerned with justice and sort of what everyone else. So with those two, you kind of find a duality that meets perfectly in the middle for this lovely full moon upcoming in Libra. The planets are still all direct for this full moon, and they will be through about May. This time of the year, Aries season and this Libra full moon is really the best time to take that action and move your life forward before we start to see some retrogrades coming in May. This full moon is known traditionally as the pink moon, named for a pink variety of moss that was spotted on the ground this time of year. And I think the pink moon is a very fitting moon for this Libra full moon, as Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus rules both Taurus and Libra. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, and aesthetics. And this is speaking from experience. Libras love the finer things in life, love to be a little bit fancy, if you will. Libra's glyph is the scales, and fun facts, they are the only sign of the zodiac to have an inanimate object as their glyph. And if you know any Libras, they do tend to be a little bit emotionally detached, like very empathetic, but tend to be just a little bit kind of aloof. A lot of air signs do kind of lack that emotional depth. No shade at all, but you know what I mean if you've been around someone with a lot of air sign placements. They just like to be more on the intellectual side instead of the deep feeling, more watery energy. Libra is a cardinal air sign, and if you haven't seen my full moon ritual guide for the sign of Libra, definitely go check that out, because I have an overview with crystals, yoga, journaling, tarot, all kind of stuff for the Libra full moon. In this video, I'm going to go deeper into specific things that I will do for this full moon and most full moons in order to move your life forward. So how do you sync? How do you use the lunar cycle, use the full moon in order to manifest and grow your dream life? So as I mentioned in my new moon video for this month, the new moon is the time where you plant the seeds, right? It's the beginning, day 1 of the lunar cycle. You plant your seeds, you kind of start to build what you're going to build. And then those 2 weeks following the new moon is when you're going to be taking the action, doing the dang thing, And then the full moon is when you show off the product, actually have whatever you have done. And then those 2 weeks after the full moon are more of a period of refinement and releasing. The example I gave in my last video is starting a blog. The new moon would be when you buy your domain name, set up your About Me page, kind of deal with some formatting stuff. In those 2 weeks after the new moon up to the full moon would be when you're actually doing the work, writing the blog posts, taking the pictures, writing, etc., etc. The full moon should be when you're posting the posts, right? You're making them public. So the full moon is a spotlight and energetic peak. So you're releasing those posts into the world. And then the period after the full moon is a time of editing, re-editing, planning what you're going to do for the next month, etc., etc., and repeat for the next month until you build up something that you're proud of. If you have any projects or you're working on anything and you're having trouble syncing it with the lunar cycle, please comment below and I will pick a few and kind of go over them more in depth in my next video and give you a little bit of a timeline breakdown. Let's get into very specific and actionable things that you can do this or any full moon to help level up your life. This is going to be separate from the actual ritual that I will typically do. I've got a ton of videos on rituals. You can check those out. I'll link that playlist. But specifically for this Libra full moon or any full moon, these are things that I pretty much always do. So number 1 is do a big workout. Full moons are a height of energy. If you know a nurse or someone works in an ER, you know they are dreading those full moon shifts because people act insane during full moons, and that's because there's so much energy, right? The full moon is bright in the sky. It's basically telling us like, hey, you can stay out late, you can party, you can have energy tonight. So every full moon, I really make sure to do a big full-on sweaty workout. It's not the healthiest habit, but I will like chug a bang energy and dance for like 3 hours, something like that. But definitely break a sweat for at least 30 minutes every full moon. And if you don't, mark my words, you are going to find yourself being really testy and frustrated for no discernible reason. Another thing I make a point to do every full moon is to do a full-on glamour ritual, do my hair, do my makeup, put on a fit. My glamour for each month is typically colored by whatever sign the full moon is in. So for this full moon in Libra, a very Venusian sign, I would probably do a more feminine look. And I'm definitely not someone who dresses up like chilling around the house, but full moons are the opportunity to kind of give yourself that glam and even remind yourself like, okay, like I can look like this. Like I'm hot as. Tying into the last thing with doing a full glamour, every full moon, I also make a point to either go out, and that is like go out to a bar and dance, or go to like a happy hour or some kind of event with people. The full moon is a great time to use that party energy and really be your best self. Like show the people you go out with who you are and be the best version of yourself. The full moon is not a time to be a wet blanket. The full moon is a time to say yes. It's a time to do things. It's a time to be fun and kind of put yourself out there, which can be a little bit of a vulnerable thing. Another ritual I like to do every full moon is to release at least one item of clothing from my closet. And I bet when I said that, you had one item of clothing pop into your mind, something that's ratty, that's spotty, that doesn't make you feel like yourself. Maybe it's uncomfortable. Get rid of it. You don't need that kind of energy in your life. You don't want to wear something that doesn't give you good energy, period, point blank. And if you do this every full moon, you are going to refine your closet and actually make space for pieces that align with yourself. Another ritual to do this full moon, especially with this full moon being in Libra, which is very much associated with aesthetics and kind of that Venusian beautiful energy, is to pick one area of your home, one little corner, and make it as cute as you can. Give it a good clean, make it super cute, maybe throw a plant there. Make it into a space that makes you happy and calm when you look at it. These full and new moon